Tell us what this means exactly. What are they looking at exactly in terms of these Bitcoin futures? And what does it mean for Bitcoin?
Hi, Betty. So what's going on is the Tokyo Financial Futures Exchange, which is essentially the second largest exchange in Japan, is moving in the same direction that a couple of the Chicago exchanges, the CME and the CBOE, have moved just recently to introduce futures trading in Bitcoin. So what this will do is to allow people to make bets on a regulated exchange, will allow people to make both short and long bets on Bitcoin's price direction.
Right.
So these are just initial stages in Japan. They're a little bit behind the U.S. here. The Tokyo Financial Exchange is going to be setting up a working group in January, which is essentially the first step towards proposing legislation, which would then need to be passed by the parliament here in Japan.
Right. So certainly sounds like a lot of steps need to be, need to be taken. Generally, how long from the inception of a working group to look into this before they might actually launch something?
Well, I mean, it's interesting that the Chicago exchanges have moved pretty quickly, and Japan has, up to now, been kind of at the forefront of regulatory moves with regard to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies generally. So it wouldn't be a surprise if they moved fairly swiftly here. Much Japanese legislation, you think about, the casinos bill, tends to kind of wend its way through the process for years. But Japan has really been kind of at the cutting edge here in terms of embracing cryptocurrencies. Back in April, they allowed Bitcoin to be used as legal tender, and the Japanese Financial Services Agency has approved as of now, 15 exchanges to trade Bitcoin. So it wouldn't be a surprise if they were to move a little bit more quickly than the Japanese legislative process usually allows.